Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be talking about the new Chantecaille Spring 2022 Giraffe Eye Quartet Quad. I'm going to give you a full review of this eyeshadow palette. I'm going to show you swatches and close-ups in natural light, and I'm also going to compare this palette to other palettes that I have in my collection. I'm going to create a look as well so that you can make an informed decision for yourself whether you need to add this eyeshadow palette to your makeup collection or not. If you're new here and you love luxury beauty, be sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Join the fun. I would love to have you here. And also don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know if you already own this eyeshadow palette. Do you think it's worth the splurge? And give us a short review. This is going to be helpful for our whole community. I always like to encourage the conversation on this channel because you guys are so knowledgeable and a lot of you have huge makeup collections, so your opinion matters a lot. It's really, really important when we can share our thoughts, whether they are negative or positive. We all have different experiences with luxury makeup. So let's go ahead and get started with the new Giraffe Eye Quartet by Chantecaille. If you don't want to watch the whole video and you don't want to hear the full analysis of this eyeshadow palette, I will make sure to leave timestamps in the description box so that you can easily jump to the part of the video that you actually want to watch and that is going to be useful to you. So be sure to check out the description box. As I'm talking, I'm going to be inserting close-ups and swatches of the palette so that you can have an idea how it looks in real life and in natural light. The new Chantecaille Spring 2022 Giraffe makeup collection consists of one limited edition eyeshadow palette, the Giraffe Eye Quartet, and there are also 3 lipsticks. I decided to skip the lipsticks because I purchased the new Chanel Rouge Allure L'Extrait lipsticks, which I was very curious to try, and in general, I like the Chantecaille lipsticks, but I think that they are way too expensive. So that's why I only purchased the eyeshadow palette. The new Giraffe Eye Quartet retails for $74 US, and you're getting 2 grams of product. Now, I saw in one review, someone said that this eyeshadow palette contains 5 grams of product. It's not 5 grams, it's 0.5 grams for each eyeshadow in this palette. So I'm going to show you a close-up of the back, and please notice that there is 0.5 grams for each of the 4 shades, which is exactly 2 grams of product for the whole eyeshadow palette. So just for comparison, a Dior eyeshadow palette contains 4 grams of product and a Tom Ford eyeshadow palette contains 6 grams of product. This one is quite small, I would say, and it's a very expensive eyeshadow palette. So that's why I want to give you a full review so that you know the pros and the cons of this eyeshadow palette and whether you actually want to have this one in your makeup collection. The Giraffe Eye Quartet features 4 neutral colors. I would say that it's a beautiful eyeshadow palette. We have one matte brown color, which is the top left shade, and then all 3 other colors have certain amount of shimmer. You can see the packaging is a mirror, and that's why the colors become different as they are facing the light, but that's why I'm inserting close-ups of the palette, because the palette somehow catches the light and reflects the light, and you're not getting the most accurate color. Now the 2 shimmery eyeshadows have fallout if you decide to apply them with a brush. If you decide to apply them with a finger, I would say that they are quite smooth, quite soft, and overall the quality of the eyeshadow palette is excellent in my opinion. So now let's go ahead and see some comparison swatches of this eyeshadow palette, and I think that if you love neutral eyeshadows, you already own these 3 colors here. They are not unique. So you have a pearly white shade, you have a matte brown, and then you have a satin brown, which basically when you apply this on your eyelid is going to look very similar to other eyeshadows that you have probably in your collection. The only shade that is a little bit more unique is this one here, which is like a purple eyeshadow. It has a very interesting sheen. However, keep in mind that it's quite shiny. So these 2 colors have some fallout. Now the one eyeshadow that is more unique, I want to swatch it immediately because this is the one that is like more interesting. I think that it's going to be somewhat similar to this color here, which is from Tisse Cambon by Chanel. Of course, the Chanel is a lot more subtle in terms of sheen and shimmer. I'm going to be swatching them side by side. So here we go with the Chantecaille and then with the Chanel. So this is the Chantecaille and then the Chanel Tissé Cambon. Right now we have natural light when you're seeing the swatches, and I'm facing the window. So this is the color in my collection that is the most similar to this shade here. I think that I don't have similar shades to this one, so we can say that this one is pretty unique. I know that they released for the holiday makeup collection a mono eyeshadow that looks very similar to this one, but I skipped the holiday makeup collection. But more or less, this one is the most unique. Next, let's go ahead and look at the white pearly shade. So the white pearly shade, I think that I have it in so many eyeshadow palettes, but here I'm going to show you a few eyeshadow palettes that have this shade. So this is the white pearly shade of Chantecaille, and now I'm going to start swatching. So I would say that this color is the same as this shade here from the number 5 eyeshadow palette from Chanel. You can see that they are quite similar. I would say that the Chanel one, the Chanel eyeshadow is more finely milled. The shimmers in there are more finely milled and they look more smooth on the eyes, whereas the Chantecaille pearly white shade, it looks more shimmery on the eye. Then if you have this eyeshadow palette, this is from last year's holiday makeup collection. Actually, this is from 2020 Dior's holiday makeup collection. This white pearly shade here, again, very similar to the Chantecaille. You can probably see that the Chantecaille is the most white one. Then another one that is very similar is from Chanel. Again, this was a limited edition. It's Carte Blanche, and this one used to be a topper shade. I'm just going to go ahead and swatch right here, and I think that we have a winner. I think that the Chanel Carte Blanche is very, very similar. It is the most similar to Chantecaille. Let's go ahead and swatch it actually right next to the Chantecaille. So definitely I think that this one is the most similar in terms of the amount of shimmer. Then also we have a white pearly shade in the Tom Ford First Frost eyeshadow palette. I'm going to swatch it here. So basically you can see that you probably already own this color. I have more eyeshadow palettes that have the same pearly white shade. Then we have this matte brown color. I'm going to be comparing this one right now. And I think that you can find such a matte brown color quite easily. So this is how it looks. We are starting with this matte brown color from Chantecaille. And the first color that I want to swatch is again from Chantecaille, and this is Sylvie. This is from the Mermaid Mono Eyeshadows from Chantecaille. This is one of my favorite shades. I'm just going to take a moment because I have long nails right now. And the Mermaid Eye color, this one I really like from Chantecaille because you can probably see that it's a matte color, but it has some almost like luminous matte color. So this is how it looks. Then I have this eyeshadow palette from Chanel, which is Lumière Naturelle, and I'm going to be swatching the two matte colors from this eyeshadow palette. This is from the Chanel eyeshadow palette, but keep in mind that there is some kind of a difference in the colors. However, once you start applying these on your eye, probably the effect is going to be very similar. You're not going to be able to really tell the difference. And finally, we have the bottom left brown color, which has some amount of shimmer. I'm going to just wash my hands so that I can make a good swatch. And there we have it. So that's a very nice brown color. Now, first of all, I'm going to swatch this color here from Chanel because it is the same kind of a brown with a little bit of sheen. You can see that they are different. The Chantecaille color definitely has more reddish in it. Then I'm going to go ahead and swatch the dark color from Tissé Rivoli. I am cleaning my hands after swatching. Then I'm going to be swatching Lumière Naturelle, the dark brown color here. And again, this one has more gold, Lumière Naturelle. You can see that it has more gold. And then I want to go ahead and swatch the Chantecaille leopard shade, but I think that this one, the leopard is going to have more yellowish color. Let's go ahead and do a nice swatch. So you can see that the Chantecaille color has more red. Kind of almost like a brown with a little bit of red. Then I'm going to go ahead and swatch Le Beige Intense, and I'm going to be swatching this color here, which is the brownish color. And again, you can see that this one has a little bit more gold in it. And then we are moving on to 3-tone Forte eyeshadow palettes that have the same reddish brown colors. So this one is Cognac Rose, this one is Honeymoon, and this one is Body Heat. So I'm going to be swatching this color here because it is the same reddish brown, and I'm going to be swatching it. And I'm going to be swatching this color right here next to the Chantecaille. Oops, we have sunshine, so I have to close the blinds. So this is the reddish color from Cognac Rose. Next, I'm going to be swatching this shade here. This is from Honeymoon. And let's go ahead and see. And then next I'm going to be swatching this color here, which I think could be similar. It's not that similar, but let's go ahead and try also this one. So once again, this one right here is the Chantecaille color. So as you can see, we didn't find an exact dupe to this color. Probably if I keep looking at my makeup collection, I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to find some kind of a dupe to this color. I just have way too many eyeshadow palettes, and if I keep swatching and if I keep looking, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to find a very close dupe to this one. But keep in mind that also once you start applying these colors to your eyes and on your eyes with a brush, the effect is not going to be very different. So I would say that it's a beautiful neutral palette, the Chantecaille one. It's a beautiful neutral palette, but not really very unique. So just to keep that in mind. Okay guys, now let's go ahead and try the new Giraffe Quartet on my eyes. I only have my base right now, and I have a little bit of blush, highlighter and a lipstick. Everything that I have on my face is going to be in the description box. I'm going to zoom in on my eyelids. I have a little bit of Chanel eye primer. First of all, I'm going to start with the matte brown color in my crease. I like to tap it on the back of my hand because it is quite powdery. And if I don't tap it on the back of my hand, I'm going to have some fallout. So I always make sure to kind of tap the color first on the back of my hand. I'm just going to be applying this color right in my crease in circular motion, and I'm mostly going to focus the color on the outer part of my crease. You can see that the color blends very easily. It's really smooth, soft. The quality is great. It is a powdery eyeshadow. It's not from the firmly pressed eyeshadows, but it is quite powdery. So you can see how easily I can get the color, and now I'm just going to get a clean brush and blend. Okay, now I'm going to be using the same brush, and I'm going to dip in the darkest brown color, and I'm going to apply this right on the outer part of my, let me just move the mirror, just on the outer part of my crease, the very outer part of my eye. The colors apply very, very easily. Now the application of the colors is very effortless, it's very easy, they blend beautifully. Next I'm going to be taking the white pearly shade. I'm going to take this with my finger because I can apply this with a brush as well, but first of all I want to tap the color with my fingertip because I have very, very sensitive eyes, and such colors that are pearly, that have kind of a pearly finish and shimmery colors, they tend to irritate my eyes. I have really huge problems with my eyes, so I'm just going to go ahead and tap, and then I'm going to use a brush only for the blending. But first of all, I want to tap the color just to make sure that I'm not going to have a lot of fallout, because the two shimmery shades have fallout when applied with a brush, and a fallout is a problem for me. It's a little bit problematic for my eyes. I have very, very sensitive eyes. Okay, just like that in the inner corners of the eyes. And then I'm going to take a small brush with firm bristles, and I'm just going to use it to blend the color. So that's what we have so far. And then I'm going to get the star of this eyeshadow palette. This is the most interesting shade in my opinion. I'm going to get this color again with my finger, and I'm just going to apply this color right on the center of my eyelid, of my mobile eyelid. Again, just tapping the color so that I don't have fallout. Once again, you can use brush if you want to, but I have sensitive eyes, and that's why I'm doing it. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to do this with any kind of shimmery eyeshadows. I'm just going to tap them first with my finger so that I don't get a lot of fallout. Then I'm going to get a brush. I'm dipping the brush into the color and then tapping it on the back of my hand so that I can somehow press the shimmers and they don't fall out. And then again with the tapping motion, and that's how I avoid all the fallout. You can use this technique also for other shimmery eyeshadows, or if you're like me and you have problems with your eyes, you're experiencing sensitive eyes, I think that this is the best way to apply this kind of shimmery shades, because I had to find some kind of alternative ways that are going to allow me to wear shimmery shades but not irritate my eyes, or irritate my eyes as little as possible. Then I'm going to take the matte brown color and I'm going to line my lower lash line, just the outer part. And then I'm going to use also the darkest shades right on the outer part of my eye, just to line the lower lash line. And then I'm going to finish off the look with some mascara, and I'm going to be back. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I have worn this palette yesterday because it arrived yesterday. I tested it immediately and I have to say that I'm quite happy with the quality of the eyeshadows. This is a beautiful neutral eyeshadow palette. However, keep in mind that it's only 2 grams of product, so if it's going to be your main eyeshadow palette that you're going to be using every single day, you have to decide for yourself, is it worth spending $74 on an eyeshadow palette that contains only 2 grams of product? If you're going to use it and enjoy it, really, I think that it's worth the splurge. Now, there is one question that I wanted to address in particular about Chantecaille makeup collections, and this collection in particular, is that this collection supports the Giraffe Conservation Foundation, and this is great. You know that Chantecaille is a brand that is involved in a lot of charity events, and they have a lot of causes that they support for wild space and species, which is great. I think that this is the cornerstone of their whole marketing campaign. Now, the one con that I see here, and a question that actually I've never heard somebody asking, is how much actually from this $74 go to the Giraffe Conservation Foundation. When I watch reviews on Chantecaille products, everyone always mentions this collection supports this cause and that collection supports that cause. They're always supporting some kind of charity cause, but we never know how much actually from this money go to the foundation. And supporting a charity cause is great for business. I think that this is the cornerstone of Chantecaille's marketing campaign. And for one, it is about the support of the organization, but then we also have the tax write-off and we have a huge marketing impact with this. So I wanted to find out, now my personal opinion about this eyeshadow palette is that it's not worth the $74 for me personally, because there is nothing extraordinary about this eyeshadows to warrant $74. If this palette was $50, 50 to 55 or 60 US dollars, that kind of thing, I was going to say, go ahead, buy it. It's an amazing eyeshadow palette because I'm a huge lover of neutral colors. Neutral colors are, I live for the neutral colors. I love neutral eyeshadows. However, $75, that's a very expensive price for what you get in terms of quality here and in terms of uniqueness. You don't have the unique element here. So I wanted to ask, how much of this $74 actually go to the Giraffe Conservation Foundation? And I've seen so many reviews, nobody actually is asking the question, how much? I know that a lot of you love Chantecaille, and I know that a lot of you have huge makeup collections of Chantecaille. But then I, as a consumer, I just wanted to ask myself, and I just wanted to know, how much of this $74 actually go to charity? Because this is going to affect a lot my decision-making process. It's going to affect also my review. If I know, for example, that $1 goes to the foundation, it's one thing. If I know that $10 from this eyeshadow palette go to the foundation, then it's a whole different story. It all depends. I really appreciate that they are involved in charity campaigns. I really appreciate that they bring awareness. And even if it's only $1 that goes to the charity, I will still support the brand. I will still love the brand. I have always been very transparent and very honest with you. Chantecaille is a brand that I think is a hit or miss. Some of their products ended up in my 2021 favorites, and other products from Chantecaille ended up in my 2021 fails. So I've always been quite transparent with you about all brands that I love, even Chanel, which is a brand that I absolutely adore. So the only reason why I'm asking this question is because the cornerstone of the Chantecaille, all of the Chantecaille marketing campaigns is supporting the animals, supporting the wildlife, and they have certain causes. It does not make sense to me not to know how much of this $74 go to the charity campaign. For me, this is going to make a huge difference. And if anyone from Chantecaille wants to reach out to me and show me some data point and tell me a little bit more about their charity campaigns, but actual data that I can share with you guys, I'm going to be more than happy to share this on my YouTube channel, because I really want to know. It's going to make a huge difference for me, for example, in my decision-making process to buy the lip Chics from Chantecaille or to buy the Rouge à Lèvres L'Extrait from Chanel. If I know that a good amount of the profits actually go to charity, I'm going to be more willing, of course, to invest in Chantecaille rather than invest in the Chanel lipsticks. And I'm going to adjust my choices. I'm going to really recommend the brand on a whole different level, because I will know that we are going to make a difference, actually make a huge difference by enjoying some really good high quality makeup. So I would like to know if anyone from Chantecaille is willing to reach out to me and give me some data point. I'm going to be more than happy to share it with you, because I've never seen this. And they never actually sent information when they sent PR packages and everything. They never actually sent information about their charity work and how much and what's happened. So that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.